and needs to be emulated. I'm going to start on a slightly different point, though, if I may, which is something else that Canada's new government announced this morning, which is a provision of $187 million to support the reconstruction of roads, of campgrounds, of trails, and of housing in Jasper townsite, but the rest across the national park. It's a special place. Jasper's a special place, I think, for all of us Canadians, very much so for those from the region, those here in Edmonton. I knew it well growing up. And have some unforgettable memories from, Sublime, going around the lakes and camping or hiking, to the terrifying when a bear tore apart the tent next to us while we were cycling. So it was heartbreaking when the fires ravaged the park and through the town site. And this funding announced today will help residents get back home faster, rebuild the town stronger than ever, and also build out the park infrastructure. As the mayor said, I'm back in Edmonton. I owe everything to the city. It's where I grew up. It's the place that shaped my understanding of our great nation. It's where I was taught in the classroom, around the kitchen table, at the rink, the value of hard work, the strength of community, the importance of ambition and humility, and that's a uniquely Canadian combination, I think, combining ambition and humility, but we can get it right. These are good values. These are Alberta values. And back when I was growing up, that's what you needed to succeed. Quand j'étais jeune, c'était simple.
When I was young, things were simple.
Si tu avais travaillé fort,
if you worked hard,
été capable de vivre
you would have been able to have a comfortable life,
qui avait du sens,
to have a home that made sense in a community where living is good. That was the case here in Edmonton, and as well as across the country. But that's no longer the case today. Stable housing is the foundation for success. Without housing, we cannot focus on our future. Without housing, it's difficult to establish a family. And without housing, we cannot build the strongest economy in the G7.
Access to housing is the foundation for success. Without housing, it's hard to focus on your future. Without housing, it's hard to start a family. And without housing, we can't build the strongest economy in the G7. And the reality today is that when Canadians, particularly young Canadians across the country, are doing everything right, studying hard, getting a good education or training, securing a well-paying job, saving up, they often barely have enough to pay the rent. Now, that's not true here. That's not true here with these units. That's not true here in Edmonton, but it's a bigger challenge across the country, and the challenge of being able to afford a home. And the reason is that Edmonton is not Canada. Canada is not building enough new homes. And so as a result, housing is just too expensive. And it's a problem that we in the government are now addressing head on. And I said right from the beginning when I launched my leadership bid just 2 months ago in Laurier Heights, not far from here, it's time to build. We need to get housing supply up. In fact, we need to double housing supply on an annual basis. We need to get that supply up so we can bring costs down. We need to build more at a faster pace. So my government will stimulate innovation and productivity and sustainability by promoting new technologies such as modular and prefabricated homes that speed up completion times, lower costs for builders and buyers. We're working to remove barriers by cutting red tape, levies, development costs and chargers that the mayor just mentioned, reducing taxes, accelerating permitting approvals, and working directly with mayors. And this is really a story of success in those cities that are engaged, such as Edmonton, working directly with the cities through the Housing Accelerator Fund. It's made an impact here. It's making an impact across the country from Quebec City to Saskatoon, I know from personal experience. And the other thing we need to do, and I'd like to thank colleagues for being here who are building these homes. We need to grow the construction sector workforce, accelerate training and apprenticeship programs, improve the mobility of skilled labor. There's more than enough work right now in Edmonton, but we want to build up the work across the country, and we want the skilled workers to be able, if they so decide, to immediately go to another part of Canada and work there without any red tape or hassle, and that's going to be a focus when I meet provincial premiers tomorrow. Because it is a time to build, we are going to have a multi-decade building of this country, and it is going to be a great time to have a career in the trades. Now, in the coming weeks, we're going to announce a lot more on further increasing housing supply, but I want to just concentrate on the other side of the equation for a moment, which is how can we help Canadians, particularly younger Canadians, buy their first homes right now. So what I'm announcing today is that my new government will eliminate the GST for first-time home buyers on all new and substantially renovated homes under $1 million. Now, this is a big deal because first-time home buyers are the major purchasers of new and substantially renovated homes. This can provide up to $50,000 in savings for families entering the housing market. It means that all first-time home buyers will need to save less for a deposit, and they'll be able to move in sooner. And it will allow more first-time home buyers to realize their dream of home ownership, whether you're a nurse here in Edmonton, a teacher in Red Deer, or an equipment operator on the oil patch. Nous devons construire plus de logements.
We must build more housing faster in order to bring costs down. Our government will invest in innovation, such as prefabricated modular housing. This will help accelerate construction and bring prices down. Our government will reduce and remove barriers by cutting red tape and construction levies. And we will train more workers to work in construction because building more also means creating more good jobs. Right now, Canadians need affordability now. That is why we will be removing the GST on first-time home buyers of homes under $1 million. This can represent up to $50,000 in savings and help families buy homes faster.
Canadians have built this country on the idea that if you work hard, you should be able to have a good home in a safe community. Together, let's build a Canada you can afford. Let's build the strongest economy in the G7. Let's build Canada strong.